Hello everyone, I'm here to speak to you about the path of ascension. At this time, I am seeing that many are choosing to only go to the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is not the final stage in the ascension process. The fifth dimension is what is called the hall of learning. It is not the precipice of the ascension process. If we are going to go through all the dimensions, we actually need to go through all 13 dimensions to achieve true ascendance. This process is not just the fifth dimension and then everybody just gets to stop here. I know not everyone is doing only the fifth dimension, but many are only going to the fifth dimension and thinking that this is all that needs to be achieved. To achieve true ascension, must go through all 13 dimensions. And all 13, once achieved, you will actually become what is called a self-master. At this time, the fifth dimension is not the final stage. So this confusion that is occurring about the fifth dimension being the final stage, I am bringing it out at this time to say, no, this is not the final stage. There is more. Now, I understand a lot of the confusion is most likely because there is no system and there is no process out there that is in place for anyone to see or understand that there are more aspects to the ascendant process. That is part of why I am talking to everyone, because I have gone through this process myself, and yes, I have seen that there were a lot of issues with trying to find information or trying to get some type of guidance in exactly a way to go through each dimensional level. I have gone through it and put it together in my own way and in a system, and I have done this because when I was a child I started martial arts, and in martial arts there are always systems. There's a process to it. You start from your basic levels and you work your way up to your higher levels. So when I looked at the ascension process, I seen it from this perspective, the perspective of a martial artist, and seeing it as a leveling up system. So I put it together in this way, and that's how I processed through each individual level. I do understand it is not just a martial arts system, it's also a self-development system. And this is also an emotional and psychological and so forth, so on system. So it's a multi-system, which is really, really good. But we still have to look at it and we have to see it from the perspective of a system, a process to achieve a higher state of being. It is important to look at it from this perspective. Okay, so now going through this, I gave you some insight into the way that I processed through it. I looked at it from the perspective of the chakras and each level of chakra awakenings. There are initial chakra awakenings, the first 7. So as you go through each dimension, you're actually going through what are called chakra upgrades. And you're also having to do this too. Now, another thing that is confusing is that a lot of people believe that the chakras are the kundalini. Now, this is not true either. Through my personal experience, the kundalini and the chakras, they are actually 2 different energetic lines within the body. So, I have come to these understandings because I have continued following the total ascension path. So you have to understand this. As you're going through it, you're going to have to upgrade your chakras. As you upgrade your chakras, you're able to complete each dimensional level by doing this. Now, as you go through this, of course, you're going to have all the different aspects that you're going to have to address that come up, such as shadow facing. They're still going to occur, on each individual dimensional level as you go through it. They're going to be a little bit deeper. You're going to have to come to a better understanding of who you are, because that is part of this process as well. The purpose is to reach self-mastery. Part of that is also creating your golden shadow within yourself, which in essence, all of this comes down to the point that you're finding your true soul self, or what is also called your true soul vibration. Now, to achieve this, you have to go through all the dimensions. You're not going to be able to find this within yourself if you do not go all the way. This is very important. Okay, so the system I have designed at this point is based on a very specific process, step by step. I have actually been able to chart it in a specific way as you go through each dimension in an overall sense, because each person, yes, is going to have to deal with different things within each dimension. But overall, there's still a specific process that you've got to go through in order to level through each dimension. Okay, so overall purpose is to attain self-mastery, to attain empowerment, to attain true love, to attain freedom of self and life. If you're applying these things correctly, you'll actually start coming to a better understanding of what true freedom is, and becoming one with the divine source. This is very important also, because we have to come to this realization that we are one with the source. This is very important. And also finding and connecting to your true soul self, which is part of connecting and combining yourself with the source and coming to that understanding. So all these things are very important to come to these understandings that you're going to get. But as I have already said, you have to go through the steps and all the stages and all the levels, and then eventually you'll get to this point where you are one with yourself and one with the source. Overall, the whole purpose is for everyone to ascend to their highest state of being. That's what this is about. Understanding that you need to do more and become more. Always. That's ascension. Ascension doesn't have a cap. Even after you reach the highest dimensional state, there's more after that. Things will open up that you didn't know even through the whole dimensions. You'll start seeing other aspects, things that have been around for a long time. There are a lot of ancient thought processes and ways of doing things that are around that bring you to a whole different understanding of who we truly are and what we're truly capable of achieving within ourselves. That's really what this is about, by ascending individually, which adds to the entire collective vibrational levels. So, as I've been saying, this is the purpose here, achieving more. Continue following the path and ascending all the way, finding who you truly are and becoming who you truly are. Now, believe in yourselves. Believe in the purpose that you are here for. Believe that the divine has chosen you and chosen you to ascend. Always work and strive to be more. Lead. Be the creators that you are. Bring the essence of who you truly are, what you truly believe in, and what you know your purpose here is out into the world. Be, live, and do what you truly are here to do. Continue ascending and continue bringing all that you know out into the world. Lead by example and live your purpose. That is all for now. I will see you next time. Have a good one.